Yeah. You're in the presence of the realest essence. I've been serving lessons since the days of my adolescence. On the Cypress block, young buck holding it like we knew it all. Not afraid to do it all. Matter of fact, I look back and do it all. I can remember the haters say the game will ruin y'all. What's that to me? Don't give about a hater. Let them like the in my paper.
They call me Big Dog, riding with the hillbilly. Q-Bone stallion with the lip. Really became a boss many years back. When I'm gone, can be pull your tears back. We put the bang and produce. You got no chance of hanging. They take the tails when you're flipping the quarter. We ain't slowing down, we crashing through the border.
So let the rhythm hit him, just let the rhythm hit him. Cause when you feel it in your soul, lift the sound system. Now turn it up, a little louder, turn it up, a little louder, turn it up. We never turn it down, universal sound. When we hold the pound, take a look around. When we touch the town, knock the way, stomping in my big black J's. Corny, get stuck in the maze. We never suffer fools, had enough of you. False friends and loose ends make me wanna fool. That we got another world tour, touching every shore, from Cali to Singapore.
Every day I'm seeing more in the temple as we rock up tempo instrumentals. I saw my dream in a dream, then I woke up. Put the dream team together, now we one time.
So let the rhythm hit him, just let the rhythm hit him. Cause when you feel it in your soul, lift the sound system. Now turn it up, a little louder, turn it up, a little louder, turn it up.
My God, oh God, this is Son of God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes better. Why these tell me? You can join the journey, you is worthy. Just allow me, no.
Well, it wouldn't be Florida without this. A heavy tropical rainstorm coming down just prior to kickoff here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Denver Broncos and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go again here with Akers. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Winston. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. 4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So first and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at the 33-yard line. Now Wilson. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. Well, this defense for the Bucs, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets them into a 3rd-and-1 situation. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. Does the big boy have the juice? The 30, 20, 10. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
A good hold of these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They begin the drive with Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Wilson to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders run into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Harris. Shoves him away. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Robinson. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
2nd down and goal. Winston. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away? It could cost them a ball game.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Wilson down around his goal line. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Newman. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's a much-needed completion right there on 3rd down. Really a sigh of relief, isn't it? They're backed up deep. You know they don't want to give the ball back to the other guys. A great field position. They needed that throw, that completion, that first down.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And some room to run now. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
And he's going to go down. They get to it back at the 40. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page. To go for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I love those corners who can not only cover, but don't mind getting a little physical as well. How about the coverage on that play, knocking that pass away?
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Winston. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Cam Akers with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bucs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Set down to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you do.
Williams loses the football, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Throwing is Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
On fourth down, Sam Martin is on to punt for the Broncos. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Buccaneers at 3-4 on the year coming into play. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, falling on the ranch here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
He'll find Gabriel Davis. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. From 6 yards away. And the Broncos have cut it back within a score. McManus's point after is good, and that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
A second down throw for Winston. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it but couldn't pull it in.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. Here's Jake Camarda now. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll. Looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of this size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. Wilson. And this is caught by Evans. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Again, Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A very important third down conversion right there because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This is a half, but not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Wilson. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there. zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Broncos are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point from McManus is good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Winston. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Again, it's Winston. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Winston. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. But that's always a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there.
And even if the odds increase a little bit because it's a longer field goal attempt, it's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Taken in at the 3. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This offense ready for the first drive of the 3rd quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
That one good for 26 and a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Wilson's throw going to be caught by Davis. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching it point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
He'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
On 3rd down, Winston. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Fights through him. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And they will take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 55 rushing yards, rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the 1st down sack. Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Uncorks one for Davis. And, oh, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Broncos force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10 at their own 27. He starts with a give to Akers. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but There are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Play action now. Winston. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 44-yard line.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Second down and a run by Robinson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Here's Winston. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 28. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Off the play fake, Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple?
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Vita Vea able to record his 5th sack of the season. And why do you go out and trade for a guy like this defensively? Well, an instant impact in your pass rush is reason number 1.
And let's think about it. You want a guy who can create big plays for your team. Takeaways, fumbles, you name it. That's what you want from a big-time player on the defensive side of the ball.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. Well, one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. On the counter, here's Williams. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 69 yards on the ground for him so far. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. Second down. Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Newman. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game. Well, that one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a 1-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. On play action, Winston. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Broncos will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a
pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And some space here. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Javonte Williams with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Take it in at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Winston, he'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Randy Gregory. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. Throwing, Winston. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence.
He's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Bucs first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long. From the red zone now, Winston. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Winston. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And the Buccaneers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
On the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And the Broncos are going to get the football. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Wilson wants to throw it. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Hey, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that time.
Now Wilson. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, meaning taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially to skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit. Let them catch their breath.
They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as he'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker.
Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it.
And the Broncos have just about sewn up this football game. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory.
Well, Charles, I mean, when you look at the stat sheet, ultimately one thing sticks out like a sore thumb. One side lost this game because they turned the ball over 4 times, and that was just too much for them to overcome.
And that number might as well be in neon, because you're exactly right. It just jumps up from the stat sheet. Your eyes go right to it. And with that many turnovers, they really played themselves out of this game. Too careless with the football too many times. That cost them the victory.
So for Denver, they're into the win column for the 3rd time this year as they get the victory here.
And they will be at home for one next week against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10.